Jamie King was a great friend. He was a great member of the Corps. I got to march with him 1 year, my first year. You couldn't ask for a better friend than Jamie. When he suddenly passed away, it shock for everybody. And so we wanted to make sure that his name would not be forgotten. He's one of those legends of the Corps. He's one of those folks that gave his all and just to make the Corps better. Everything he did was about making the Southwind better. The award itself, it was voted on by the members, just to find a member who embodies what Jamie was, the way he was a friend to everybody. He helped, he gave of himself, he thought of Southwind first. So when the members see that in one of their own, they choose to honor them by giving them that award in Jamie's name.
Just means that you're always doing the right thing no matter what, and always putting in 110% and just striving to make the Corps the best it can be.
It really touches the heart. When Lawrence said my name out, my heart dropped. It's kind of like, wow. It's really overwhelming once you actually get awarded it. It's kind of like overwhelming.
There were so many other better candidates I thought that would have got it before me. But when I actually heard my name called, I felt just so much joy, and I couldn't believe that I won it.
And once I got the award, it made me feel great that everybody saw how much I was doing and how much work I was putting into it. And it just made me feel really appreciated.
I was just like the quiet kid that just did what I was told, and I didn't even realize how much effort I was putting in. But for the other members to see what I put in for the Corps was just so cool.
The ring, in a marriage, it represents that it's a complete circle between the husband and wife, and I look at it in Jamie's case as just a complete circle between he and every generation of the Corps that's going to come after him. I wanted a tangible symbol of something, not only because we're talking about mourning the loss of a friend, but silver is also a very pure metal. I wanted something that kind of represents Jamie's spirit, who he was. I started thinking about, all these raw ingredients come together. You have the mold, you have the sand, you have the crucible, you have the heat, you have the metal, the raw material. And all of these things, there's a process to it. And I always hear the staff say, trust the process. I once heard a sculptor say that when they sculpt in stone, people say, how do you do that? And he goes, I just chip away everything that's not the statue. And so when you're sitting there and looking at the ring in its raw form and rough and covered with all sand and the black soot, all of that stuff is not necessary. And I think about these kids in the winter camps, they're taking off the stuff that's not necessary. They're making improvements. They're doing things to make the Corps better. And hopefully, like the ring, once we get to a certain point where we start to refine its shape and they start to refine the show, and we start to polish the ring and sand it and make it smooth, and they start to work on putting everything together in music and movement, choreography, and they start to refine and sand away the rough stuff too. And then when they hit the road in the summer, like we did with the ring, we take out the polishing compound and we make it shine. And so they do the same thing. They're working on that, tirelessly. A lot longer than it took us to make the ring. Every day they're on the road. In the summer, they're refining and constantly taking away the stuff that is not the show until we're left with something, shiny and pure and hopefully, gets people on their feet when they hear us in the stadium.